Hello, this is Verity Secret, and I'm your host, Mark Powles. We're going to be talking about the Anderson County precincts outside of the city of Garnett city limits. Okay, I did put out a podcast talking about the sample ballots for the city of Garnett, which has 4 precincts, precincts 1, 2, 3, 4. But I did not discuss the other precincts throughout Anderson County, Kansas. So in this podcast, I'm going to go through each of the precincts so everybody has a chance to actually see the ballot in progress. And whatever I darken in on this ballot is my opinion only. You need to make up your own mind, vote for the people that you feel will best represent you, regardless of party. Okay, so if I darken anything in, any of the ovals on this, or discuss a certain candidate, it is my opinion based on my experience only. But everyone needs to vote their own conscience. Okay, so here we go. We're going to jump right into it. Okay, and this first one is Indian Creek Township. Okay, and I'm not going to discuss where these are because those who are voting in these areas already know who you are. Okay, now first of all, at the bottom, well, I'll just show the top here. This is a sample ballot. Your precinct will be up here at the top left, topper. Okay, and then down here in this first column will be the national or the federal government elections. They call it national offices, okay, for president electors. Now remember, the popular vote in each of the states or across the entire union, again, I want to remind everybody, we do not have a nation. We have a union of sovereign independent countries, 50 sovereign countries that are party to a united compact, okay? The reason why we have electors who have agreed to vote for a certain candidate is to make sure that, the popular or the people themselves are not voting directly for a president and a vice president. There's a reason why the founders made it this way. We're not supposed to have democracy when it comes to the president of the United States or the vice president of the United States. We have to elect the electors who have agreed to choose a certain candidate. Okay? Long story short, that's what it is. Okay, so first you have Harris Waltz, Democrat. If you want to elect Harris Waltz ticket, you need to circle that. Now, I want to explain this. Kennedy Jr. did not, he wanted his name off the ballot, okay? He was running as an independent. He has joined the Trump-Vance campaign, okay? So don't cross it out. I just crossed it out to get rid of it. You probably should not vote for this candidate right here because they've publicly moved to the Trump campaign. Then you have Oliver Termott. This is a libertarian. If you want to go libertarian, you need to circle that oval. If you want the Trump-Vance ticket, then you need to darken in that oval. If you're not happy with any of these, you have the right as a voter to write in the name of the candidate, first and last name. Make sure you spell it right. Okay? You have that right. Okay? And then up here, national offices. This is for Indian Creek Township. You have United States House of Representatives for our District 3. You have Prasanth Redding, the Republican. You have Steve Roberts, Libertarian. Sharice Davids, who is the incumbent Democrat who's been representing us for the last 4 years. Or you can write in a candidate's name if you're not happy with any. Okay? So I'm just going to darken one in just so you can see how how it's done. Okay, then state offices. We're back to the Kansas, our state, Kansas. Okay, for state Senate, okay, we have a House of Representatives, and we have a Senate. Okay, what we've had before has been national. Okay, that the general government that serves the states was done first. Okay, then now we're in the state of Kansas. Okay, and you have your Libertarian, you have your Republican, and if you're not satisfied with either, you can darken in the oval and write in a name. Okay, I'm just going to darken in an oval here just so you can see the process. Okay, Kansas House of Representatives, District 9. We are Anderson County is in District 9, and then I think it extends down through Allen County. Okay, Fred Gardner is not challenged. He's running on the Republican ticket. If you're not satisfied with Fred Gardner's service in there, he is an incumbent representing the people directly for our district, or you can write in another name, okay? If you want Fred, then you need to darken in the oval. Make sure it's all darkened in. Now, it's a little sloppy because I'm doing this while viewing the computer screen. Okay, then we're at the county offices. And for District 3, we have our county commissioner. Okay, and you have Mike E. Blofis as a Republican. You have Phyllis Gettler, Democrat. Or if you're not happy with either one of those, you darken in the oval and you write the first and last name of that candidate you want in there. I'm just going to darken in one. Okay. Then, continuing on, this is the first page for Indian Creek. We have Julie Wettstein, who has been our county commissioner for several years. She is not being challenged. She is a Republican, or you can write in a candidate's name if you're not happy with Julie Wettstein. I've never had a problem with Julie Wettstein. She has always done everything that I've asked as far as, requesting documents and things or information on being a candidate and getting ballots and things like that. Okay, then County Treasurer Ida Yoder McClelland, as a Republican, she's been in there working, and every time I've been in there, she has been just wonderful. Now, no one likes property taxes. As a matter of fact, the government is taxing your personal property, which is your home and your barns and anything that's on your land. According to the original ordinance of our Kansas Constitution, the government is not supposed to fund itself by way of taxing your home, your commercial use buildings, any farm buildings that are on the land. They're only supposed to be taxing land to fund government as part of the agreement between the residents of Kansas and the government. Now, if you don't want Ida, then you color in the oval and write a different name in there. You have that right. Okay, then we have County Register of Deeds. And Sandra Bauer has been in there for quite a while. She is a Democrat. You can fill in the oval if she's been doing a good job for us, or you can write in another name. Now, there's supposed to be an oval over here, and it didn't copy well, okay? For County Attorney, now this one here, Stephen R. Wilson. Now, he's been gone for a while. I think he came from Garnett, but he was gone for a while, worked as a lawyer or an attorney. Now, I can never vote for a person with a background of suspicion, okay? Or a person who have encountered and had a problem with. Now, when I had a kind of a messaging back and forth with Stephen R. Wilson, I'm a property rights person. and I belong to the Anderson County Property Rights Coalition, and I cannot vote for a person who is against the right of an individual to own and control their own property. And I have that in writing, by the way. So if you're dissatisfied with a candidate, you can write another name in there. Write my name in there if you want. I don't care. Here, I'll write it in. I'm not an attorney, but I'm just trying to prove a point. You have a right to do this if you want. Okay? For county sheriff, vote for one. Wes McLean is a Republican, and he is running for county sheriff. Now, the county sheriff is a pretty powerful position. No federal agency can come into our county and overrule our county sheriff. He is the constitutional wedge between an unconstitutional government of any kind in this federal republic. And I did a podcast with him on Verity Seeker, and it was an excellent podcast. I suggest if you haven't seen it, get on Rumble or YouTube, look up Verity Seeker, and there will be a interview with Wes McLean. It's an in-depth interview with the right questions that should be asked of any candidate for county sheriff that proclaims to be a constitutional sheriff, and you want a constitutional sheriff. You don't want just any sheriff. Okay. For the Indian Creek Township trustee, we have Rochelle Smart of Colony as a Republican. If you do not want Rochelle in there, then you need to darken in the oval and write in another name. Okay. For Indian Creek Township treasurer, you just simply need to write in a candidate's name. Okay. And then make sure you darken in the oval. All right. Then you have the backside. Now, this is the part that people have a lot of problems with, is the judges. Who knows what a judge is doing? I mean, we don't spend a lot of time in courtrooms, obviously, right? We're busy. We work. We have family. We're raising children. We're teaching school, whatever. Who has time? Unless you're a criminal or an attorney, or you've done some court duty, you're not going to know anything about these judges. So when you don't know anything about them, how has it worked out for you to simply not retain any of them just because you don't know anything about them? How has that worked out for you? Probably not very well. I don't think it's very productive. It's actually counterproductive. And for years, people have said, oh, I'm going to take them all out of there. I'm not going to retain any of them because I don't know anything about them. I would recommend that we stop doing that. That's just my personal opinion. Okay, now we're going to look at the appeal court judges. And please understand, we have district court judges, which are local. Then we have another level where it's an appeal court, okay? And they serve the entire district, okay? The appeals court handles if there's a decision made at a court district or, say the Supreme Court, and there's a party that wants to appeal this decision. You have this second level of review, and that is the appeals court. It can be submitted, and then the appeals court can agree to review everything that was done in the previous court case and decision. Okay, it could be right, it could be wrong. you have to make up your own mind. Now, the information that I have and the decisions that I've made on these ballots for your appeals court and the district courts judges is based on a few opinions out there that were floating around. And I just gathered it together and made a decision. Now, you've got pro-lifers, you've got people in the middle of the road, you've got independent thinkers, you've got all sorts of people out there throwing information around on who should be retained, which would be yes, or who should be removed, which would be no, a no vote. Okay? But I'm just going to give you what I have, but you have to be the one that votes your conscience, okay? This is just what I have learned. People have asked me to give my opinion, and therefore I am going to give it. Now, I'm not going to do this I'm not going to do the backside for every precinct in Anderson County. I'm just going to do this first one for the backside. So all of you other precincts are going to have to base, if you want somebody's opinion, you're going to have to look at this first one, because I'm not going to do it over and over and over again for every single precinct in this podcast. So the first one, I gathered a no, don't retain. Bruns, a yes. Atchison was a yes and no. So if there's a yes and no, I'm going to give this person the benefit of the doubt. So I put a yes. Now, there's going to be people that disagree with this simply because there's yeses and nos out there. And then down here, Karen Arnold Berger, I put a no. That's what I was getting. And a no on Pickering. A no on Cobble. And on Gardner, Catherine Gardner, a yes. Now, this doesn't mean it's right or wrong. Now, over here, you have your district court for judge vote, yes or no. Now, I tried to find information on these three district court judges. You had Wine from Burlington. You had Whitman, Ottawa. You had Goddard's, Garnett. I'm retaining every single one of these men simply because I haven't really received anything that's glaringly bad about these three. So why should you get rid of them? Okay. In time, if there's something glaring, we'll know. We'll find out about it. If things are quiet, well, retain them. Okay. That's Indian Creek. Now, this will be the only one on the backside that I will talk about in this podcast. The rest of them, I'm only going to do the front page. Okay, this is Jackson Township. Okay, here's Jackson Township. Bottom, you have your national election. Don't vote for the Kennedy. He has joined the Trump-Vance campaign. Okay. If you're not satisfied with any of these, then write in a name and darken in the oval. Okay. Then you have more national offices. This is the House of Representatives, District 3. This is our district. You have the Libertarian. You have the incumbent Democrat, Sharice Davids. You have Prasanth Reddy, Republican. Or you can write in a name and darken in the oval. Then we're back to state, the state of Kansas, okay? And we have State Senate, District 12. Okay, you have a Libertarian and you have a Republican. If you don't like either, then you darken in the oval, write in the name. Make sure you spell the name right. Okay, then you have Kansas House of Representatives, District 9. District 9's kind of more or less Anderson County, and it goes all the way down through Allen County. Fred Gardner is the incumbent, just like Karen Tyson is up here, Republican, and no one challenging. But if you want to put a name in there, put it in there, darken in the oval. Otherwise, you can vote for the incumbent. For county commissioner, now, okay, this is for this precinct, Jackson Township, and you have on this ballot Phyllis Gettler, Democrat, Mike Blofis, Republican, or you can write in a name, darken in the oval. Okay, I'm just darkening in ovals just so you can see. Now that's a sloppy one. Try to be as neat as you can. It's just I'm doing this off the monitor. Then over here you have county clerk, Julie Wetstein, Republican. She's been in there for several years, seems to be doing a good job. Never had a problem with her. She's always followed through with any request I've ever had. So for me, I would have to vote for her. Or if you're dissatisfied for any reason, darken in the oval, write in the name. Then we have the county treasurer, Ida Yoder McClelland, Republican, hard worker. Now remember, what I said about the property taxes. These people aren't guilty of the unconstitutional taxation of your home, your commercial buildings, your barns, whatever. They're just in there to do a job. These are hard workers. They have to make a living. Don't blame them. Okay, one of these days we're going to fix the property tax issue. I promise you that. Okay, or if you don't want Ida and you have another name, then write it in and color in the oval. Then you have Sandra Bauer for the Register of Deeds, Democrat. Now, if you haven't had any problems with her in there, then darken in the oval, or if you have another name, write it in and darken in the oval. Okay, county attorney, Republican. Now, a true Republican would support the right of person to own and control their own property. And, I cannot vote for a person who, in writing, has told me that he could never support property right resolutions. So anyway, you could write a name in, you could write my name in, I don't care. I'm not an attorney, but I can't vote for a person that is against the right of a person to own and control their own property. Okay, for county sheriff, Wes McLean, Republican. No, there is a write-in, Rob Smith. So if you're not happy with Wes, then you just darken that in, write in his name. For Jackson Township trustee, you're going to have to darken in an oval and write in a name. For Jackson Township treasurer, you'll have to darken in the oval, write in a name. So think about who you might want in there. Now, I'm not going to do the backside because I've already talked about that. It's the appeals court judges and the district court judges. And I've already talked about that. Okay, this is Lincoln Township. Go down here, you have your national. Don't just ignore the Kennedy because he's moved his support to Trump Vance. You have your Democrat, you have your Libertarian, you have your Republican. Or you can write in the person of your choice. Okay? Then we were still at national offices. United States House of Representatives, District 3. Sharice Davids is the Democrat incumbent. Prasanth Reddy is the Republican. And then you have Steve Roberts, Libertarian. And then, or you can darken in the oval and write in a name. Okay, then we're back to our state offices. And for state senate, we have Colleen Lang, Libertarian, and the incumbent Republican, Karen Tyson. Or you can darken in the oval, write in a name. See, you don't have to vote for people that are on the ballot. I would never vote for anyone. I'd rather write in a name and darken in the oval than to vote for someone that's not doing a good job. Okay? Kansas House of Representatives, District 9. Fred Gardner is the incumbent Republican. He is not being challenged. Or you can write in a name and darken in the oval. Then you have county clerk Julie Wetstein. And I've never had a problem with Julie. She's always followed through with any of my requests and been very helpful with information and providing ballots so we can do this educational podcast. Republican, or you can darken in the oval and write in a name. County treasurer Ida Yoder McClelland, Garnett, Republican, hard worker in there. Or you can write in a name and darken in the oval. Okay, that takes care. I'm not going to talk about the appeals court judges or the district court judges because I've already covered that. This is Lincoln Township. Okay, then we have Lone Elm Township. Okay, and this is all going to be the same. Ignore the Kennedy. Now, please don't cross these out because you don't want to mark on your ballot. I'm doing it here just to make a point. You have your Harris Waltz. You have your Oliver Termont, Libertarian. Then you have your Trump Vance. Just ignore the Kennedy because he's thrown his support behind Trump Vance. Or you can write in a name. Remaining with national offices, we have House of Representatives representing District 3. You have Prasanth Reddy, Republican. Or you have Steve Roberts, Libertarian, or Sharice Davids, the incumbent Democrat. Or you can write in a name. Now, State Senate, we're now back into the state. Okay? We have Colleen Lang, Libertarian. We have Karen Tyson, the incumbent Republican. Or you can write in a name. Kansas House of Representatives, Fred Gardner, who is not challenged. He's a Republican from Garnett. If he's doing a good job, darken in the oval, or you can darken in the oval and write in a name. For county clerk, you have Julie Wetstein. I've never had a problem with Julie. She's always come through with information that I need. Okay, and then, or you can write in a name. Ida Yoder, county treasurer. Okay, you can either darken that in or darken in this, write in a name. Okay, county register of deeds, Sandra J. Bauer, or write in a name. She's a Democrat. Okay, doesn't matter. Party doesn't matter. If she's doing a good job, doesn't matter. Okay, the county attorney. Now, our county attorneys need to be constitutional. It's rare. It is a rare thing to have a constitutional attorney serving you and serving our commissions. I know of none. As a matter of fact, I had a conversation with this particular attorney concerning property rights, and he was not supportive of the right of individuals to own and control their own property, which is a constitutional fact. It's a protected right. I cannot vote for anyone who believes otherwise. So you can write in any name. Write in my name if you want. I don't care. I'm not an attorney, but I know a lot about a constitution, and to me, that's the supreme law of the land. In the state of Kansas, the state constitution is the supreme law of our state. The U.S. Constitution is the supreme law over the states, but in a very limited manner. Then you have County Sheriff Wes McLean. He is not. There is a write-in, Rob Smith. But he is on, Wes is on the ballot. I did an interview with Wes McLean. It was excellent. It was in depth, and it was the right questions to ask a sheriff to find out if they're going to work as a constitutional sheriff. You want to make sure that your sheriff is a constitutional sheriff and knows what the Constitution is and will obey it. Or you can do the write-in. Okay, Lone Elm Township trustee, you need to darken in the oval and write in a name. Think about it and write in a name. For Lone Elm Township Treasurer, you need to darken in the oval and write in a name of a person who you believe would serve well. Okay, I'm not going to talk about the back page, which is the appeals court judges, because we've already talked about that. They're all the same. Monroe Township. Okay, we have the national offices, and ignore Kennedy. Okay, you have, the Democrat, you have the Libertarian, and you have the Republican ticket, or you can write in. Okay, still for national offices, you have the House of Representatives. You have your Libertarian, your Democrat, which is the incumbent, and then you have the Republican. Or you can write in a name. Then we're in our state now. State of Kansas, you have the state Senate. You have your incumbent, Karen Tyson. And you have your Libertarian, or you can write in a name. For House of Representatives for Kansas, you have Fred Gardner, who is not challenged, Republican, or you can write in a name. Now, for County Commissioner, now I'm going to express my opinion. He is a Republican. As I said, I cannot vote for a person who is not a constitutional candidate. Okay? Anthony Spike Mersman has been serving in there. The Property Rights Coalition for Anderson County drafted a resolution that was 100% in compliance and pursuant to our Kansas Constitution. And only one of the three commissioners said a word, and which means no support, which means that none of these commissioners supported a property rights resolution to protect your right to own and control your own property within reason. Okay? Now, I'm actually eligible. So if you want somebody that knows something about a written constitution and knows how to obey an oath of office, write this name in. I don't care. If somebody wants to put me to work, if you put me to work, I will go in there and I will work. And when I raise my right hand and put it on a Bible, which I will require myself to do, I will keep that oath. There won't be anything passed that isn't pursuant to our Kansas Constitution. Okay, Julie Wetstein is the county clerk and is a Republican, or you can write in another name. Okay, and you have county treasurer Ida Yoder, or write in a name. You have county register of deeds, a Democrat. If she's doing a good job and not, treating it and, doing a good job and not being biased, keep her. Or write in a name. County attorney. Now, again, I've said this over and over again. I'm sounding redundant. I cannot vote for a person who does not understand a written constitution nor will obey it, especially when it guarantees the protection of the rights that are in our Bill of Rights. There's something wrong if a person doesn't want to obey that or support it. County sheriff. Wes McLean, Republican, or the write-in candidate. Monroe Township trustee, you need to write in a name. Monroe Township treasurer, need to write in a name. Okay? Now, I'm not going to talk about the backside because we've already talked about the appeals court judges and the district court judges. Then we have Ozark Township. Now, you're going to find out that all these are pretty much the same except with few exceptions at the county level. Ignore the Kennedy Jr. Okay? Or write in. Okay, more national offices. Sharice Davids, the incumbent. Prasanth, Republican. Libertarian, Steve Roberts, or write-in. Now we're in the state of Kansas. State Senate. We have Libertarian and Republican, or write-in. Kansas House of Representatives. You have Fred Gardner, Republican, or write-in. You have the county clerk, Julie Wetstein, or write-in. You have the county treasurer, or write-in. You have the county register of deeds, Democrat Sandra Bauer, or write-in. County attorney Stephen R. Wilson. As I've said, I cannot vote for someone who will not obey a written constitution or support property rights. Wes McLean, county sheriff, or write-in. Ozark Township trustee, you need to darken in the oval. Think about who you'd like here. Ozark Township treasurer, darken in the oval and write in a name you would like to serve in that capacity. I will not talk about the back page because the appeals judges and district court judges have already been discussed. Putnam Township, same here. Ignore this. Don't cross it out, but just ignore it. Okay? Or the House of Representatives. Or write-in. You have State Senate, or the write-in. Kansas House of Representatives, or the write-in. County Commissioner Anthony Spike Mersman is on the ballot. But as I've said before, I cannot vote for someone who blatantly ignores a resolution that is pursuant, fully 100% pursuant to a written constitution. I cannot do it. Write my name in if you want me to serve. Julie Wetstein, or the write-in for county clerk. Where are we at there? County clerk. Okay. County treasurer, Ida Yoder, or the write-in. Register of Deeds, county, Sandra Bauer, Democrat, or the write-in. For county attorney, you know my feelings about that by now. You need to obey a written constitution. If you swear to it, you obey it. County Sheriff Wes McLean, or the write-in. Putnam Township Trustee. We do have a name here, Anne Marie Strobel. I don't know who this is. So you have to decide whether you want Democrat Anne Marie Strobel or you need to write in the name of your choice. You have that power. Okay. For Putnam Township Treasurer, Democrat Joe Strobel. Okay, same last name, so there's something going on there. If you don't want Joe Strobel, then write in the name. I'm not going to make a choice here because none of my business. I don't know these people. I don't have the information I need. Okay, Reeder Township. Same stuff. Ignore the Kennedy Jr. Won't do you any good. Okay? House of Representatives. Or the write-in. Now we're in our state Senate, or the write-in. Kansas House of Representatives, you have Fred Gardner, or a write-in. County Commissioner. Now, this one here, Republican. I have to say that Mike Blofus, I know him, Phyllis Gettler, or a write-in. I actually know both of these people. County Clerk, Julie Wetstein, or the write-in. County Treasurer, Ida Yoder McClellan, or write-in. County Register of Deeds, Sandra Bauer, Democrat, or write-in. County Attorney, you know my feelings on this. I cannot vote for someone. I'd rather write in a name than to vote for someone who doesn't agree with a resolution that is 100% pursuant to a written constitution, state of Kansas. Okay. County Sheriff Wes McLean, or a write-in. For Reeder Township Trustee, you need to think about who you might want in here if you're in that precinct. For Reeder Township Treasurer, you better think of someone before you go in there to vote and write their name in. Okay, we have a lot of places here. Rich Township. I'm going to try to go through these fast because there's a lot of redundancies. Okay, ignore the Kennedy. Okay, U.S. House of Representatives. Okay, the Senate, Kansas Senate. We're in the state now. We're still in the state. Fred Gardner is the House of Representatives for our district. County Clerk, Julie Wetstein. County Treasurer. Again, you get to choose. You get to use your write-in if you don't like any of these people. If you think of somebody else, write it in, do the dot. You know how I feel about that. I cannot do that. Write in a name if you can. Wes McLean, County Sheriff. This one up here was County Attorney. This is County Sheriff. For Rich Township Treasurer, we have Connie Thompson. I don't know. Yeah, okay. I don't know. I don't know these people that well, so, or you can do a write-in. Rich Township Trustee, you need to think of a name because there's no name in here, and then write it in. I'm not going to talk about the backside because they're judges, okay? Appeals court judges, and I've already talked about it. This is Township, Walker Township, and ignore the Kennedy. Okay, Trump, Vance. I'm just going to darken one in, or you always write in if you don't like any of them. I'm just going through the motions here. This is United States House of Representatives, District 3. State offices, we have the Senate, State Senate, Kansas Senate, or the write-in. Kansas House of Representatives, Fred Gardner. Okay, Fred Gardner, or write-in. For County Clerk, Julie Wetstein, or write-in. County Treasurer, Ida Yoder, or write-in. We have over here, County Register of Deeds, Sandra Bauer, or write-in. County Attorney, you know my feelings here. I don't need to say it again. Write a name in. County Sheriff, Wes McLean. Okay. Did a podcast with him. It was excellent. He is a constitutional sheriff. Walker Township Trustee. I don't know. I don't know everyone, or do the write-in. Here for Walker Township Treasurer, you've got Charlie Reese. You have Tanner Lichtai up here, Greeley, and then Charlie Reese Garnett. So I'm not going to talk about the judges because I've already talked about that. Okay, then you have Washington Township. Again, this is all the same stuff. Don't do the Kennedy. Okay, House of Representatives. State Senate. House of Representatives. Then you have County Commissioner. It's Phyllis Gettler, Democrat, or Mike Blofus, Republican. or you can do a write-in. Then you have county clerk, Julie Wetstein, or write-in. County treasurer, Ida, or write-in. Register of deeds, Sandra Bauer, or write-in. County attorney, as I said, I cannot vote for anyone who will not obey their constitution. County sheriff, Wes McLean. Washington Township trustee, you need to think of somebody and write it in. Township treasurer for Washington, you need to think of somebody and write that name in. Okay, make your vote count there. Welded Township, ignore the Kennedy, ignore it. Don't mark it out. I'm doing that here, but don't mark on your ballot except for the ovals. Trump, Vance. House of Representatives, State Senate, House of Representatives for Kansas, County Clerk, County Treasurer, Register of Deeds, County Attorney. No. They need to be able to obey their oath and understand a written constitution. Stephen R. Wilson's not challenged, but he should be. Wes McLean, constitutional sheriff, highly recommend. Welded Township trustee, you need to write in a name there. Welded Township treasurer, you need to write in a name. I'm not going to talk about the appeals court judges or the other judges. Okay, district court judges. Okay, Westphalia is the last one, I believe. And this township, again, the same stuff. Ignore the Kennedy. Don't waste your vote. Okay. For the U.S. House of Representatives. Okay, State Senate. We're back in Kansas. Kansas House of Representatives. County Commissioner. We have Mike Bluffus and Phyllis Gettler. Mike is the Republican. Phyllis is Democrat. County Clerk, Julie Wetstein. County Treasurer, Ida McClelland. County Register of Deeds, Sandra Bauer. County Attorney, Stephen R. Wilson. Again, I cannot vote for somebody that doesn't understand or will obey a written constitution as the county attorney. They have to obey. If they take the oath, they have to obey it. You don't want to vote anybody in that proves that they're not going to obey it. And I have it in writing that he will not support a property rights resolution. For County Sheriff, Wes McLean, Westphalia Township trustees, you need to think of somebody and put their name in there. Westphalia Township Treasurer, you need to find somebody, write the name in there. Again, I'm not going to talk about the judges. Okay, very good. We made it through all of them. That is about all I can do for you. Again, these are my opinions. We hit every township in Anderson County. This has been Verity Seeker. I'm your host, Mark Powles. Thank you for watching.